All right, today we're diving into a digital ghost story. It's a fascinating one about a really talented creator who, right at the peak of his fame, just vanished from the internet. He left behind this mystery that kind of takes us into the strangest, darkest corners of online culture.
I mean, think about it. You've got this creator, he's on the rise, everyone's watching him, and then one day, poof, he erases himself, deletes the channel, wipes his whole online identity, and leaves this whole community of fans totally confused and just asking one simple question: why?
You know, this comment from a former fan, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the baffling journey of the tech creator known as Adhesion Tech, or Nianlen Keji in Chinese, and his whole transformation from this respected genius into, well, an incomprehensible meme lord. So, to really get what happened here, we need to go back to the beginning. Let's set the scene and look at the world he actually came from.
The main event is as simple as it is shocking, really. One day, a creator with this rapidly growing fan base just ceases to exist online. He deletes everything, leaving his fans with this one giant unanswered question: what on earth went wrong?
So he was operating in the super competitive world of Chinese tech influencing. And you have to understand it's a digital space with its own very unique rules, its own hierarchies, and even its own slang.
And in this world, there's a really clear divide. You're either Hang, which means you're elite, you're creating this hardcore, deeply knowledgeable content, or you're La, which is, lame. You're just churning out shallow, ad-focused videos. There's not much in between.
And when he started out, he was firmly in that Hang camp, no question. People respected him for his genuine talent. He was making these sharp, really well-researched videos on super niche topics like North Korea's Red Star OS that showed off his impressive technical skills.
He was on a clear path to success, right? But then his whole journey took this sharp, really unexpected turn. He got pulled into this chaotic and deeply, nihilistic internet subculture.
It's known as Shang, or abstract culture. And you gotta try to imagine this. It's like a relentless hurricane of memes, inside jokes, and cynicism. And it's all designed to just overwhelm and completely dismantle any sense of clear meaning.
And the effect this had on viewers was powerful. One person described the culture as an abstract black hole, a place where any attempt at a serious discussion, whether you're praising or criticizing something, just gets instantly sucked in and made meaningless by endless layers of irony.
So as Adhesion Tech dove deeper and deeper into this world, his content began to change radically. It was like watching his descent into the meme storm in real time.
His original tech-focused followers, they were left completely and utterly bewildered. Like this one person said, his once clear videos had transformed into these bizarre, meme-saturated collages that were just impossible to understand.
And what makes this whole thing so fascinating and kind of tragic is that this guy was incredibly multi-talented. I mean, fluent in multiple languages, he could code, he could create digital art. But he started channeling all of that genius into making more and more chaotic and nonsensical content.
It got to the point where his videos basically became a dark litmus test for being extremely online. If you could actually understand all the jokes and references, it was kind of a troubling sign that you'd already spent way too much time in the abyss yourself. So, this complete transformation, it just couldn't last. It was leading to an inevitable endpoint, which finally gets us to the answer of our initial question: why did he vanish? This process really just lays out the path he took, step by step. It starts with mastering the memes, sure, but pretty soon that online persona completely takes over the real person. From there, he starts deconstructing everything into meaningless irony until, well, there's nothing left. So what's the final act? The only logical step left in that worldview? To disappear completely. And in a final, really candid message on a Discord server, he confirmed it all himself. He was exhausted. He explained that he had a real life to live and that the online identity he created, ADT, had become something he was desperately trying to escape.
So in the end, the deconstruction just turned inward. After taking apart every topic, every idea, every form of communication online, the only thing left to take apart was himself.
So why does this one creator's story matter so much? Because when you zoom out, it's a larger, more universal lesson about all of our digital lives.
Yeah, his journey isn't just some niche internet drama.
It is a powerful cautionary tale for an era that's defined by our online personas and that constant draining pressure to always be performing.
His story really forces us to ask a tough question. What's the actual value we're creating online, when the ultimate goal of the culture is to prove that nothing has any value at all? What happens when the joke just isn't funny anymore?
And it leaves us with this one final provocative thought. In a world that's increasingly filled with these digital ghosts and carefully fabricated online selves, maybe is logging off for good the only truly authentic act we have left?